So the key takeaway here is this. Sometimes you start fights on purpose. Hi, my name is John, and 8 years ago I was diagnosed with ADHD. I am here to help you. So let's go. So here is the ADHD brain, and most of the time, the ADHD person's dopamine levels are down here. But the ADHD person wants the dopamine to be up here. Because of that, the ADHD person will do many different things to get from down here to up here. I'll talk about some of the well-known things that ADHD people will do to get this dopamine hit, and also some of the unknown things that might surprise you. At the end, I'll talk about healthy and productive ways you as an ADHD person can get this dopamine hit. So here are some of the more common ones that you might be aware of. Overeating. Sugary foods like chocolate. Nicotine, which could be vaping or cigarettes. Alcohol. All these substances create more dopamine in the brain, and a lot of ADHD people are addicted to these things. These things give that ADHD person the dopamine hit that they're seeking, which is why many ADHD people consume these things regularly and sometimes in excessive quantities. Now we go into some of the more lesser known things which can cause a dopamine hit for that ADHD person. For example, driving too fast. Some ADHD people get a huge high from taking big risks on the road, from driving too fast, from engaging in reckless behavior on the road. This increases adrenaline and dopamine and can make the ADHD person feel good. Another example is taking financial risks. Sometimes the ADHD person may engage in gambling or make huge financial investment risks. In addition, the ADHD person may engage in flirting or engage in relationships that they're not supposed to. And another big one that many are familiar with is procrastination. Procrastination over time can increase cortisol as well as dopamine and adrenaline, which is why many people that have ADHD tend to procrastinate. The next few behaviors are some behaviors which increase dopamine that you might not be aware of. Some ADHD people, in order to get that dopamine hit, in order to get that adrenaline, in order to feel good, will actively seek out conflict. This means arguments, arguing with friends, family, parents, teachers, picking fights, starting fights online, internet arguments on social media, things like that. As a result, some ADHD people may engage in conflict in the workplace. Arguments and conflict stimulate the ADHD person. It causes them to feel good, it causes them to feel engaged, and it causes them to focus, which is one thing you might not be aware of. Some ADHD people intentionally cause fights so that they get stimulated, so they get that dopamine hit. In the same way, an ADHD person may be prone to engaging in toxic or conflict-ridden relationships. They might have dramatic friendship patterns, dramatic relationship patterns. Maybe they're always going through ups and downs in their relationships. They're always fighting and making up. That's because, in some cases, they're seeking the dopamine high from the fight. ADHD people just want to feel stimulated. They want to feel something. They want to feel emotions. They want to feel dopamine. They want to be engaged. They want to be alert. They want to be activated, which is why they do all these things. Now, there's got to be healthier ways to do this. There's got to be healthier ways to get that dopamine hit. And there is. Now, instead of doing all these negative things to get that hit, to feel alert, to feel alive, here are some things that you can do, which are more productive and more positive. So, you want to feel that adrenaline? You want to feel that rush? Go to a theme park. Go to an amusement park. Go do something that engages you in an environment that stimulates you, that is safe, that is controlled, and that doesn't hurt other people. An amusement park is perfect for that. Go ride a roller coaster. Go see a crazy show. That will keep you engaged. Outdoor sports. Go outside. Go to the mountains. Go hiking. Go camping. Get yourself engaged with tasks that make you feel good. Being out in nature, having the task of camping and preparing and setting up the tent and doing all these things can help you feel engaged in a positive and productive way. A common one that I always say is exercise. Go to the gym, go running, go do yoga, go lift weights, go do something. That will increase the dopamine in your head. It releases many great hormones which make you feel good and will also keep you healthy. Playing an instrument, making a painting, writing a novel, doing all these things, all these creative things, helps you get that dopamine hit, helps you feel good in a productive and positive way. Hang out with friends and family, go on a date, go to a museum, just meet people and socialize. This can be a great outlet for you to feel engaged and to get that dopamine hit in a positive and productive way. Playing video games is also a great way to get that dopamine hit. It makes you feel rewarded, it makes you feel like you've done something, you get to do something fun, and you get that dopamine hit in a way that is more healthier than the other alternatives that we discussed before. Make sure that if you play video games, you play them in moderation. Don't play 10 hours a day. Play 2 or 3 hours a day in moderation to help you feel good, but not in excess. So all of these things that I've mentioned are healthy and productive ways for you to get that dopamine hit. But the number one thing that you can do in order to get a steady and safe amount of dopamine in your brain regularly, all the time, every day, is medication. That means Concerta, Ritalin, Adderall, Vyvanse, things like that. All these activities I've mentioned are important, but if you can, please try and consider medication. You, as an ADHD person, seek dopamine in many different ways. Some ways are good, positive, and productive. Some ways are bad, negative, not healthy, and has negative impacts. The key here is awareness. Make sure that you're aware of where you're getting your dopamine from and that you're managing yourself in healthy ways. Thank you very much.